I started these blog postings about my work in the Ayn Rand Archive because I found this general incredulity among the objectivist community that I had actually gone into the archives controlled by the Ayn Rand Institute and been allowed to look at the material and been allowed to publish the material. Many people really couldn't believe this. I was pretty wary myself when I went in because I'd read the history. The objectivist community after Ayn Rand's death was riven by personal animosity and breaks and splits and controversies, and I think it was helpful that I was an outsider to that. I was new to that whole world. And what I discovered over the many, many years I spent researching there is that it was basically equivalent to a university archive. They're extremely professional, materials well organized, there's huge amounts of it. I was able to see pretty much whatever I wanted. And it really was no different than research I did anywhere else. What's important to keep in mind is the archive is the custodian, so they collect all this material, they hold all the material, they don't own the rights to it. So I had to go through a separate process with Rand's surviving literary heir, Leonard Peikoff, to go through a separate process of requesting permission to publish this material. Again, I was very nervous as an author who'd just written a book based on this material that had never seen the light of day, that I was not, in the end, ultimately going to get permission. So it was kind of a cloud hanging over my head, quite honestly, the whole time. And I did get permission. And so it was sort of an amazing day. Just weeks before I had to turn in the finished manuscript, I learned it was going to be okay. I wasn't going to have to do some crazy last-minute rewrite. And my hope is that this is only the beginning of a sort of new era of openness of the archive and of the Ayn Rand Institute, and that many other scholars and writers follow in my footsteps.